Hola chicos, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenidos a mi canal de YouTube. Welcome guys, and I am really excited for today's video because I am able to tell you how much Spanish I've learned in 4 weeks, and that is literally 1 month guys. Literally today makes it a month that I've been learning Spanish, and I cannot believe I reached this point. So I have a lot to share with you guys today, how far I've come, what I've accomplished so far. If you're interested, you need to stick to the end, and I do have some wins to share as well. You know, when you're learning a new language, there are always struggles and there are wins, and I have some wins to share with you guys today at the end of the video. So stick through and watch the video to the end, and without wasting any more time, let's get into today's video. Okay, so guys, before I started learning this language, I told myself you're not going to jump into learning a new language without having a goal in mind and a motivating factor as well, because it's gonna get to a point in this journey where it's gonna be tiring, where it's gonna be like not motivating, or your moods in general, like maybe your week is like moody, sad, and you're like, oh, I cannot continue doing this. So I gave myself, think, why are you going to be learning Spanish? And there I came about 2 good reasons why I am learning Spanish, and I did make a full video of that. It is the previous video before this video. I stated in that video in full details why I am learning Spanish, but I gave myself this reason because I need them to motivate me in times of, you know, I'm struggling or I can't keep going. And the very first reason is my love for Spanish. I've been in love with Spanish for a very, very long time, you know, just from, I've watched tons of Telemundo, although they are the translated versions, but I do see the, you know, the culture, and I do love it. I love the music, you know, I love the food. I just have a good, you know, firm love for Spanish. And the very second reason is business opportunities. You know, I don't want anything holding me back in case a time comes where I am being presented an opportunity that will require me speaking Spanish, and I'm like, I don't know that, and I'm going to lose it. So these 2 factors are enough for me to keep going. So anytime I am like, I'm tired today, maybe I should stop learning. And do you know why? Because I have actually attempted learning 2 different languages in the past, which are French and Dutch, but they were not successful, because if it was successful, I should be a polyglot by now. I don't know if polyglot means speaking like 3 languages or more. Where I'm going to is I should be able to speak 4 different languages if I've learned them in the past. But here I am. I totally flopped learning that language, and those languages rather. And because I never had this fixed, you know, goal in mind that this is why I'm learning them, this is why I need them, and I give myself a motivating factor. And the very second thing I would like to approach in, you know, this whole journey, that I said, okay, what's gonna be different from what I did before and what I'm doing now? I told myself, let's look at it. When we start schooling, when we're like, you know, toddlers or kids, we start from kindergarten. We start from the very lowest level and climb up to elementary school, high school, university, and that. Because we need to start from the beginning to actually know how things works. So I told myself, instead of jumping and just downloading one language learning app, I'm like, okay, let's learn some sentences, or let's learn some words that I'm going to forget. Let's start from the beginning. And I told myself, start with the alphabet. Oh my god, guys, you don't know how happy I was when I finally know the Spanish alphabet. And it took me just 1 day with the help of 2 good videos that I came across. In fact, 3 videos, but one is more of the elaboration, understanding the double L, you know, the R, the N, you know, like all those words, like the ota, like it's never sounding in words. So I'm like, oh, okay. And the other 2 helped me in like reciting it in my, you know, free time. There's nothing like free time for me though. Like I don't really have free time. So as I'm working, I'm doing the dishes, I'm just singing it. And the moment I knew that, oh my god, I don't need to struggle with it anymore. I was jubilating. I was so happy. And this right there is when I knew I had made the right decision to start this way, to approach this new language in this direction. Unfortunately for me, I came across the language tutors channel. I'm sure a lot of people that are learning Spanish, if you are learning Spanish and you have not come across this man's channel, what are you doing? Let's talk. What have you been doing? This man has a way of explaining things that you would understand. I wished my French teacher in school then, when I was in high school, taught like him, because I feel like I would have been, a beginner speaker in French. I wouldn't have forgotten all I've learned. All I know is comment ça va bien, merci. I don't know merci beaucoup. I don't know anything else in French. Okay, I know days of the week, but I don't know anything much in French. Like, I've forgotten everything. I did not even like it then. When French came on in class, I'm always like, oh gosh. Sometimes we have fun, we play with like the way the thing sounds. I'm like, this word sounds very funny, But that aside, when I'm going to ease, I came across this channel and I found this playlist that I've been following. So, beginning, from when I told myself, okay, I was going to be learning the alphabet, the numbers, the 2-letter words, the 3-letter words, and all of that, I kind of forgot that every language has a grammar rule, right? So I forgot that, and when I came out, I was like, oh my god, it's true. So I do need this. And I feel I can already see the vast difference in Spanish and English. Because there's masculine, there's feminine, you're like, So even when you want to say the city, the coffee, the city is La Ciudad, the coffee is El Café. So I'm like, okay, chill. But so far, I remember everything I've been learning, and I think that is a very good thing about, the approach that I took into learning Spanish, and I've been happy so far, excited so far, and I say I'm going to share. So keep watching. You want to know, it's been 4 months I've been learning Spanish. What am I capable of? What exactly am I confident? Like, oh yeah, I can speak Spanish. Well, I would say that I've said in my very first video, the 2 weeks updates, is I can confidently introduce myself in Spanish. If you ask me where I'm from, what's my name, how old am I, I can answer those questions. If I hear them, I can answer them. I can confidently introduce myself, tell them in Spanish who I am, and yeah, I think I can even say the things I like as well. Basically that. Then I can also answer some few questions, like let's say someone asks me, where are you going, and I'll say voy al mercado, or voy la escuela, things like I like escuela, sorry for I like escuela. Anyway, you get where I'm going to, and I'm able to answer those simple questions, and I'm also able to express myself a little bit. Maybe I'm happy, just taking words from my adjectives that I've learned so far, the verbs, and I can tell you a bit of what I'm doing. I write, I make videos for YouTube, I can tell you those things like that in Spanish. And sometimes I do struggle with trying to remember the right word or how to place the word. Like, okay, is this word going to be like we want to say hablo, like hablar, like is it going to be hablo or hablas or hablamos? I just have to quickly figure that out in my head before I speak. So that is where I am right now, and I think I'm still like beginner level, and I've also increased my vocabulary. In my 3 weeks update, I told you guys that I have about 250 something words in my vocabulary, and now I have close to 400. I told you guys I was going to work harder, and I did. I've been increasing it. I'm like, let's get this done. It's more of verbs though and adverbs. I'm like, okay, there's arriba, that's up, abajo is down. I want to say todavía is still, like I'm still here. Realmente, really. Recientemente comencé a aprender a hablar español y estoy emocionada. Anyway, so that's like I'm learning those adverbs as well, so they're increasing my vocabulary count, and I'm excited. So that's where I am, guys. That is like where this girl is at 1 month. That is all I can do so far. I'm going to try and see if I can make a video that I'll just challenge myself, like a Spanish knowledge test. I've mentioned it before, but I'm still trying to see if I can do that. Now, the last thing I want to share is my win for week 4. When this happened, I was so happy. Okay, so I was watching Caillou, the children's show, in Spanish without subtitle, and I was able to understand 60% of what I was watching. I was able to grasp the context, and I was also able to grab some sentences. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I am able to understand what was said. Like, I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. I was so excited. I was jubilating. I was like, oh my god. You don't know the joy of actually understanding a new language that you're like so not used to. It was really how do I say? I was like so elated. Now, there's another one I watched. It's a new movie for 2023 called Flaming Hot. And in that movie, it's like 80% English that was spoken and 20% of Spanish. And there were some words that they were saying. I'm like, oh my god, I know that word. I know that sentence. I know what you're saying. I was doing the dishes at some point when I was watching this movie. I was not tuned in. I wasn't tuned in. And the wife goes, mi hermano es guapo. She said it like probably faster than the way I did. And I kind of like paused what I was doing. Like, I was not tuning in. And I did grab it. That, oh my god, I smiled. I laughed. I jumped. I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh my god. Guys, this is a win for me. For me to be able to be watching these movies, and I'm like, I knew that. And I was also able to get a word from the movie, Vato. Vato is dude. You wanna say dude? Vato. I say, esto vato está locamente. Locamente loca. Okay, where I'm going to is, I just got the word dude. I don't really use dude in my word, like real life vocabulary. I barely use dude, but I'm still like, we can go for a change or speak Spanish. I'm gonna say dude. Vato. Alright guys, that's it for the 1 month update. Shared my wins with you guys, what I've learned so far, how I approached this language without making mistakes I've made in the past, because trust me and you that I never reached this level with the 2 languages I tried learning before, and I want a change. I want to be able to learn this language. I said it in my previous video of my update that by December I want to be able to speak and understand Spanish to an extent, and in a year time, not 11 months time to now, I want to be fluent. That is my goal. I am not putting too much pressure on myself, but by the time I'm around December-ish, I think I'll be able to watch it like Money Eyes and I'm like, I understood her, because Tokyo does speaks very fast. So my challenge is understanding what Tokyo. She said, "Come to Yamas." No, sorry. Miyama Tokyo. Like, are you rapping, girl? Are you rapping? Anyway guys, that's it. I hope you were able to learn something from this video as well, and I hope it motivated you that if you're also learning Spanish or any other language, keep going. And if you're interested in following me on this journey to fluency, please hit that subscribe button below and turn on your notification bell so you would not miss out on any uploads that goes on this channel, because trust me, I'm bringing it back to back, so don't miss out. Stay tuned. Bye bye, adios amigos.